Hey people, Duncan here. Let's talk Lakers. Alright, well, as you know, the Lakers just got their 21st win of the season. They're 5 games away from what they had last year. And that's with a new point guard. That's with a new other few pieces. This team is improving. I suspect we're going to finish the season with about 30 wins this year. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the number that I'd like to see. And here's why. Because I believe in the mathematics. So let me explain. But first and foremost, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment in the box below, and hit that bell for notifications. So let me explain this math that I got going on. Alright, we know that Lonzo Ball is going to come back. He's going to be better. We know that his passing is going to at least be the same. His vision is going to at least be the same, or the game's going to slow down, and his court vision is going to be better. We know that his scoring is going to go up. We know that his defense is going to continue to improve. Eventually, he will find his three-point shot more consistently, and he'll have to improve his free throw percentage. If this happens, the Lakers can win another game or two. You can add a +1 or a +2 to the win total for next season. I do believe the best option is to trade both Clarkson and Randall, but to trade them independently. Both are worthy of a first-round draft pick, but we're not going to use those draft picks. Okay, I believe that you trade Randall one direction, you trade Clarkson the other direction, you take those 2 first-round picks, throw it in with a Lu Deng. Now, people are going to say, well, nobody wants Lu Deng. Well, the Lakers aren't the only team that can stretch and waive Lu Deng. So if you get a team that's willing to pay $5.5 million for the next 3 or 4 seasons, they will acquire 2 extra first-round draft picks. And the Lakers essentially shred the Lu Deng contract, which right off the bat puts him roughly about, what? Okay, if I had to guess, let's say you're at $47 million right now. You get rid of Clarkson's, which is going to take you to about $60 million. You end up trading Lu Deng's contract, which is going to take you to about $78.5 million. Now, $78.5 million. You've got Lonzo. You've got Josh Hart, who's incredibly getting better. You got Brandon Ingram, who's turning into a star and will consistently get better. And as those 2 get better, you can add another win or 2 to the total for next year. You still have Kuzma, who is going to get better, so you can add another win or 2 to the total. You got Larry Nance, who, I don't know if he's going to get better, but he's not horrible. So you're at least not taking a negative. Okay? But you also have Thomas Bryant and Zubac, who's waiting. So you trade Lu Deng and these 2 first-rounders, and you get your $78.5 million. And the first thing you do is you tell Brook Lopez, I'm bringing you back on your bird rights. You're a top 10 center. We believe you love playing in LA. You've had a good season. we're bringing you back. So then the first thing you do is you contact a certain LeBron James. And you say, hey LeBron, you're on an older team, slow team, a team that's really not going anywhere. We want you to come play for one of the quickest teams in basketball. A young team. A team that needs leadership. That needs a superstar. A team from Tinseltown, Hollywood. Come to the Lakers. We'll pay you $30 million a year. LeBron says, who else you bringing? So then he's interested. So then you call up a certain Trevor Ariza. There's a reason. Trevor Ariza is one of the best, or one of the better defenders in the NBA. He's also a solid three-point shooter. He's also loved in LA. He's a former Laker that was on a championship team. So he comes in and signs a $10 million contract to be Brandon Ingram's backup. So you're looking at about $68.5 million left. LeBron's thinking, that's not a bad team. Then you tell LeBron, hey, we're bringing Brook back, which will give you the best center you've had in your professional career. And we're going to attempt to bring in a Paul George and a couple other pieces. LeBron's now interested. So LeBron says, okay, and he signs $30 million. Suddenly, you're at about $37.5 million left. Now you go and you talk to a certain Rajon Rondo. And you say, hey Rondo, I want to give you a chance to mentor Lonzo, to come off the bench and be one of the best assist men off the bench in the league. I want you to come run our backups. And if you do it, you'd be playing with LeBron, Lonzo, and so on. Now Rondo is thinking, I'm a free agent. I really haven't been in the playoffs in a while. And you're going to give me a chance to play with the best player in basketball? So Rondo signs. And he's done past wanting to be a starter. He understands he's a role player now. He understands he's a bench player. So Rondo comes aboard. Now, with that said, you're still looking at about $30 million. So you say, hey, Paul, check it out. Yo, Paul George, check out this team. Now, Paul George is incredibly interested because he knows Westbrook's out the door soon. He knows that that team is an older team. He knows that it's potentially going to fall apart, and it's nowhere near the big market of the Lakers. So Paul George fulfills a childhood dream. And he goes and decides to play with his arch nemesis, LeBron James. So you sign him for $25 million. You go pick up a Derrick Rose for $3.5, who's at least a scorer. And if nothing else, you can't tell me if he finds himself on the same floor as Rondo or Lonzo, he's not going to find opportunities to still score. And you bring in Kasuma, whatever his name is, Kasama, whatever. You bring him back. And you use the bird rights. You go $31.5 million over luxury tax. But here's your team. Lonzo Ball, Paul George, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, and Brook Lopez as your starting five. That's one of the best starting fives in basketball. But it gets better. Your bench is Rajon Rondo with Kasuma or whatever his name is. And your small guard, or shooting guard, is Josh Hart and Derrick Rose. Both very solid player. Well, okay, Rose is a solid defender who can shoot, and he's getting better at scoring. Or excuse me, not Rose, but Hart. Rose can at least come off the bench and score points. So that's at least an offensive and a balance with defense. And you got Paul George in there. So that's one of the better shooting guard positions in the NBA. Then your small forwards is Brandon Ingram, Trevor Ariza, and most likely your second round pick. Well, Brandon Ingram and Trevor Ariza, that's a brilliant. Okay, you got Ingram, who's an offensive threat anytime he has the ball in his hands, and you got Ariza, who's one of the better defenders in the league. Suddenly you're very balanced at small forward. But then your power forward, you got LeBron James, who's going to be one of the better power forwards in the league. He's lost a little bit of speed, so he's not able to keep up with the small forwards as well, but he can dominate power forwards. Okay, and you have him as your starting power forward, getting passes from Lonzo, and him passing to guys like Paul George and Brook Lopez. That's beautiful. Brandon Ingram in there is going to get better. All right. And then you got Kazuma, who we all know is becoming a star. Larry Nance, who can jump out of his shoes. You got Lopez, Thomas Bryant, and Zubac at the center position. I mean, that, my friends, is a contending team. That's a team that's got lots of defense. It's got lots of scorers, shooters. It's got guys that can rebound. But it's got guys who play the style of basketball that Luke Walton wants. That's a team that will compete with the Warriors. It's a team that could win a championship next year. To me, this is the best solution. It may be a dream scenario, but I think it's very well possible. And if that happens, the Lakers can be a formidable force for the next 3 or 4 years. With that being said, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please comment in the box below. Hit that bell for more notifications. Like the video if you like the video, like it, hit the button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Go Lakers. Peace. Duncan out.